Tired of ads barging into your favorite news podcasts? Good news. Ad-free listening on Amazon Music is included with your Prime membership. Just head to amazon.com/ad-free news podcasts to catch up on the latest episodes without the ads. Enjoy thousands of Acast shows ad-free for Prime subscribers. Some shows may have ads.
On today's Smart 7, a turbulent weekend on the Bibi Stockholm. The debt toll in Maui continues to rise and lots more. It's Monday the 14th of August. It's World Lizard Day and happy birthday, Nick Grimshaw.
The Smart 7. It's news, but not the news.
Just 5 days after stepping on board, 39 migrants were evacuated from the Bibi Stockholm this weekend after traces of Legionella bacteria were found in the barge's water system. It's the latest in a series of problems for the controversial barge, which is intended to house around 500 male asylum seekers. And as the small boats policy grinds to a halt, former Home Office advisor Claire Purcell says this could be the last straw for Home Secretary Suella Braverman.
I do wonder if the Prime Minister will now use this as his opportunity to perhaps move her to a different department or out of government altogether. I don't think she can continue when everything that she's presided over has really not worked.
Testing for the bacteria was carried out at the end of July, but the results didn't come back until shortly after the first migrants had boarded the barge. Refugee and asylum specialist Louise Calvey says the situation is unacceptable.
I can't fathom why people were moved onto that barge without those test results being back. And I think it's indicative of the government seeing this whole barge exercise really as a publicity stunt. And Shadow Immigration Minister Stephen Kinnock says the barge is a sign of Tory failure.
The Bibi Stockholm is a floating symbol of Conservative incompetence. We've got an asylum estate of about 50,000 units across the country, but the Conservatives have allowed the backlog to get to 173,000.
As waiting times for NHS patients in England reach an all-time high, Health Secretary Steve Barclay has decided to turn his attention to Scotland and Wales, where he claims the situation is even worse. He's called talks with the developed governments and says he's open to offering Scottish and Welsh patients access to private hospitals in England to clear up the backlog. It comes as new figures show a record 7.6 million people in England were waiting to start routine hospital treatment in June. Shadow Education Secretary Bridget Phillipson says Steve's not one to talk.
I think the last person that anyone needs a lecture from on how to manage the NHS is Steve Barclay. I mean, this is the man that has presided over the worst strikes in NHS history. But
Secretary of State for Wales David T.C. Davies says it's perfectly reasonable for the Tories to make comparisons with the developed administrations.
I think it's perfectly fair to do a comparison. I've had 25 years in Welsh politics. Most of those I've been managed by a Labour government in Wales, and I know exactly what they're going to offer. It's going to be road charges, higher waiting lists, lower reading standards in schools. I mean, this is all going on in Wales at the moment, and that's exactly what's going to happen in the rest of the United Kingdom.
It's been a devastating weekend for the Hawaiian island of Maui, where firefighters are continuing to battle flare-ups from the deadliest wildfires in modern US history. More than 90 people have been confirmed dead, and around 1,000 more are still unaccounted for after the blazes tore through the island last Tuesday. And Maui Police Chief John Pelletier says the fire's intensity has made it difficult to identify remains.
The remains we're finding is through a fire that melted metal. We have to do rapid DNA to identify them.
The fires practically level the town of Lahaina on the west of the island, destroying more than 1,000 residential homes and many local businesses. Hawaiian Governor Josh Green says the monetary loss for the fires is huge.
The losses approach $6 billion in estimate. The extraordinary thing is to have this leadership from D.C. They can begin to look at how we can rebuild, but also how we can get resources to our people who have lost almost everything.
As former US President Donald Trump moves closer to a potential fourth indictment in Georgia next week, all eyes are on the Hunter Biden case. Friday saw US Attorney David Wise appointed special counsel on the ongoing investigation into the current president's son. The Delaware federal prosecutor's been leading the probe since 2019, where several House and Senate Republicans have criticised the decision, claiming Wise had signed off on a sweetheart deal and that his appointment will prevent congressional investigations into the Bidens. Senator Ted Cruz, who previously requested special counsel protections for Wise, says now it's an awful appointment.
Well, this appointment is camouflage and it's cover-up. I think it's disgraceful. Listen, David Weiss was the U.S. attorney handpicked to lead this investigation, who spent the last 5 years covering it up.
Still to come on the Smart 7, Hurricanes off to Germany and hip-hop celebrates half a century.
Right after this. Strike!
Tell me something I don't know, Ump.
Well, unlike that nasty curveball, there aren't any surprises when you finance your next car with Carvana. You get real terms personalized for you right in your strike zone.
Really?
Steer-right!
How am I supposed to focus when you're telling me about Carvana?
Well, Slugger, you gotta keep your eye on the ball. Just like you can keep an eye on your customized down and monthly car payments.
I can customize those?
He's out and on his way to finance his next car with Carvana.
Visit Carvana.com or download the app to get pre-qualified today. We'll drive you happy at Carvana.
Welcome back.
The Premier League season began with a bang this weekend. Reigning champions Manchester City kicked off with a 3-0 win over newly promoted Burnley, whilst runners-up Arsenal beat Nottingham Forest 2-1 and new-look Chelsea and Liverpool teams finished all square at 1-1. Meanwhile, former Spurs captain Harry Kane continued his losing streak at his new club Bayern Munich, who were beaten 3-0 by RB Leipzig in the DFL Super Cup final on Saturday. But Harry says he's happy to be there regardless.
The reception that me and my family have got since we've been here, the reception at the game was just magical, really. So really excited to be here, and yeah, just can't wait to kind of settle down and get to work.
What do Chris Hemsworth, Viola Davis and hip-hop have in common? They all celebrated their birthdays on Friday. That's right, hip-hop is now officially 50 years old. It's thought the genre got its start when Jamaican-American DJ Kool Herc threw an 18th birthday party for his sister in a Bronx apartment building back in 1973. And since then, it's become the most commercially successful music genre in the world. Here's hip-hop pioneer Eric B. explaining what it means to him.
It's like anything. Like they tell you, music soothes the average beast. Whether you're sad, whether you're happy, you're getting married, you're getting divorced, you always find your favorite song that you hug on to.
It's been a good weekend for fans of the galaxy far, far away. The teaser trailer for Star Wars Ahsoka has dropped and it doesn't look like it's one you'll want to miss. The new series sees Rosario Dawson star as former Jedi Ahsoka, who's tasked with fighting off a new threat of the galaxy following the fall of the Empire. And this time she'll be joined by Hayden Christensen, who's reprising his role as Anakin Skywalker. So grab your lightsabers and renew your Disney Plus subscriptions because it starts streaming on August 23rd.
In this war, you will face more than just droids. As your master, it's my responsibility to prepare you. I won't always be there to look out for you.
I could use the help.
Once a rebel, always a rebel.
Don't be afraid. And trust your instincts. I know you can do this, Ahsoka.
You've been listening to The Smart 7. We'll be back tomorrow at 7 a.m. Hit that follow button and have a great day. Give us 7 minutes, and we'll give you the world.
Tired of ads barging into your favorite news podcasts? Good news. Ad-free listening on Amazon Music is included with your Prime membership. Just head to amazon.com/ad-free news podcasts to catch up on the latest episodes without the ads. Enjoy thousands of Acast shows ad-free for Prime subscribers. Some shows may have ads.